good friends and she's like a sister to me.
That's good. I'm glad to hear y'all have a lot of support still going on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Okay, back to, you're going to tell me some more things that the prosecutor did.
When this all started in 09, if you want to play this for this group, in 09, July, he filed for divorce from Valerie. Then, in December, he and Charles and Mandy had already come back here, moved back here with her little one. And Amy and Larry and all of them came out, and we spent Christmas together. And then on the 24th, she went back to Valerie and came back to us on the 25th. And after she had come back to us, that's when we found, or the FBI found on Valerie's computer, that there were multiple images or searches on how to prove child abuse, what happens when you make false claims, and then on adoption, and then starting at 9:14 p.m. were pornographic images.
Did this ever come up in either of the trials?
She admitted to it.
And what did
But she said it wasn't her. It was her cousin who was living with her going through a divorce. But when Haley was picked up at the apartment on the 25th, nobody else was there that we knew of.
Well, yeah, that shouldn't even matter, though. The fact of the matter is that it wasn't.
I have some questions that are, I've got a request list for you. From Gary. Hey, we have to just use our time really productive, because we're fixing to change numbers to where you can call me from to where it's only going to cost $2, you know, because these calls are killing Chris. So, but are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Chris is gonna. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be on Skype here in a second, and so he really wants to talk to you really, really bad. So I'm gonna. I'm sure you'd like to talk to him, right? Because he's the man with making all this happen. So
yeah, absolutely. I've been trying to get in contact with him for a long time.
Yeah, he sent you another. Well, he's in Afghanistan. He sent you a letter. He says it should be there hopefully pretty soon.
Okay. Yeah, I've never received anything from him.
Yeah. It's, I've never been in that situation. So I mean, how long does it usually take to get letters from when you're over there? Take a while.
Mom's house a day, Indiana, 3 or 4 days. It'll probably be a week or so, at least, or more.
Did you get my packet that I sent to you on pro se stuff, on the information?
Yes, I did.
What do you think?
Thank you very much.
No, I mean, what do you think? If you don't want to go that route, tell me, and we'll go back the other way. But, I mean, there's more that I
can... It was, on there, everything looked good until that one thing. It said that there was a Supreme Court ruling that pretty much made it where they could just throw out pro se, pretty much. You know what I mean? If you don't do the exact
right,
what I'm trying to say, you don't have the right format and stuff.
Well, that's
yeah, I'm cool with it.
Does it sound like something you do?
I have a counsel, though. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I
agree. But I mean, this is something. I think they try to steer people into feeling like you're not capable. Right now, I'm reading the rules of courts for criminal appeals in your district of Oklahoma right now. And I mean, if you want to go this way, we'll go. If you don't, then tell me so we don't waste any time for you. I just want to make sure that, that's just my advice if I was in your place, as much as if I was where you were at, and I have how many times, I mean, it seems like the entire, we know is corrupt. It seems like the only person that I would trust would probably be myself. You know what I'm saying? To get this done right. And, I mean, that's just I'm looking at it, I mean, it's whatever you want to do.
Right now, what I would want to do is a pro se with assistance of counsel doing habeas appeal, is what it looks like.
Is that the one where because you see how there's different ways you can go about that, right?
It's not completely restricted to exactly what was said in court. Transcripts alone. You can bring in other information also.
Doesn't it tell you in there also how you were able to call witnesses if the court rejected them and
if you do oral, I think, yeah.
Don't you think you should do that? I mean, what do you think about that? An oral?
Yeah, they can deny it, but I already asked my attorney about it and asked, like, he's going to be an asshole and not probably even lie back to me, but...
He's not going to. He's definitely not. That's why we...
So far, he has answered everything that I've written him, but this last one, I asked him about pro se and oral argument and all that stuff, so I'm trying to see what he'll send back to me about it.
Well, be careful, because if he knows what your plan is, then he's going to... I mean, that's just where I'm at. I mean, you have to...
Here's the problem, though. I want him to do an ineffective assistance of counsel, and he's friends with Hoch.
He's not going to.
That's the problem.
Yeah, you're absolutely... He's not going to. That's why you have to fire him. I mean, I know it sounds scary, but you got to get rid of that guy, because that's why. I mean, when I read that on that one part of what I sent to you, it says in there, I learned a lot from that little packet. I don't know if you read the whole thing, but it says the last thing you want to do is rush off like immediately and file your appeal. You want to be patient, and there's things that, like it said in there, the steps that they do for you. But it also, they tell you how to do it yourself, which I think is really cool. And it says in there, if your attorney has friends, or if, that's how that usually works. And so they're not going to file ineffective counsel. That's why Hoch is involved still, because, that's your key is right there, is that ineffective counsel from what I got out of it. You have to do that. And if you don't do that, then it's not going to, you'll never win.
His whole name is it Albert J. Hoch?
Yes, Jr. I think it's Jr. I'll find out.
Oh, okay. So was his dad an attorney too?
Absolutely, yep. His dad was an attorney. He was also a prosecutor, and so...
Okay, because I found an appeal in Oklahoma in 1961 that was filed by Albert J. Hoch, and I was thinking, how the hell is that possible? He's not that old. It's
his father.
Okay.
Yeah, both of his fathers, they were both prosecutors too in the same area, so that is really concerning, because, when you're a prosecutor, it's all about prosecuting. It's like...
He's also dating one of the prosecutors that's working with Hicks.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
See, I told your mom this back in when I found all this out. I did some research on Albert Hoch, and I found an article about him running for prosecution. And your mom she would just get really angry with me every time I'd bring these. This is why she started not wanting to hear what I was saying to her, because I was trying to warn her. And she said she didn't care. She said she did not care. She said Hoch is the man, and so she just wasn't wanting to hear it. I'm like, well, does Charles know all this? Could you please at least let him know? And that's why your mom started really having a problem with me back then, because I was against Hoch. I even put a YouTube video the day before your hearing. I was really hoping that, that he would do the right thing for you. So
Hoch's all we had. What are you supposed to do? We didn't have much choice. Not like I had somebody else I could go to.
Well, I know, but that was so long ago. From the very beginning, right when your mom first hired Hoch, and she was really excited about it. I was like, well, where did he come from? How'd you? And found out that Darren and Amelia. So I was just like, oh wow. But anyway, that's from the past. But these are the reasons why your mom has a big problem with me, which really hurts my feelings. But nothing I can do about it now. But what do you think about all that information, though? Is it helpful that you got?
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely helpful.
Do you want to go that route, or do you want to go?
Sadly paid $20,000 to U.S. Observer, and don't have it for some guy like that.
Well, this is why if your sister and if your mom would ever come over to, we could do this together, and we could. Chris and I, we're suing the U.S. Observer. I have every right to. But if I try to get your sister to join with us, but now we've got $23,000. We can get that money back if they would just come over and accept the fact that this has been duped. They've been duped, and they're stolen the money from your family. But I don't think your mom will ever want to admit that. And I tried to. She won't. She don't think so.
No, she doesn't think that U.S. Observer is bad. She thinks that U.S. Observer is doing what they're supposed to, and they're not able to do their job because of you.
I know that. But could she please be specific and share what specifically they're saying? They're saying
that. Well, obviously I don't want to say over here what they were doing, but what they were doing was trying to get close to somebody and get information, and then they're saying that person that they were trying to get close to saw some videos that you made online, and it ruined what they were trying to do, so now they can't do that.
That is a cop-out, your mother. There is nothing I've done online that has anything to do with any people in your life. It's only the prosecutor, the sheriff, the district attorney, and Darren and Amelia, and that is it. There's no...
They're saying you put videos about them, about U.S. Observer.
All right, you know what I did about U.S. Observer? I just put out there the truth, and I put the conversation I had with me and Ed in the very beginning, and he was very much on the same page with me. And then I put up the conversation after the fact. After this, I mean, this is all from their own words. This isn't me doing anything. I'm just showing the people out there what happened, and it's plainly obvious. I've had lots of people contact me, and they're like, "Holy shit!" I mean, if you saw this stuff, I mean, obviously, hopefully, Chris will give me credibility. This Marine would not be involved with your situation if people didn't understand the psyops that's been going on.
I don't think the U.S. Observer is doing what they're saying, but what I'm saying is they're using an excuse to not have to do it. You know what I mean?
They're using me as an excuse for the entire thing. It's because they've stolen money from your mother and because they've been compromised.
Yeah.
They've been compromised, Charles.
And Mom never even talked to me, and neither did Amy. Nobody ever talked to me about, hey, we're going to give this guy another $3,000. Hey, we're going to give this guy another $6,500. You know?
Well, they talked to me.
So that they were giving them more money to do what? Because I kept asking them, what in the hell are they doing? What are they saying they're going to do?
Nothing.
What are they promising you?
Right. Well, that's what I tried to warn your sister, and your sister calls me up when I filed the Department of Justice complaint, because I have a right to, because they were on page with me, then all of a sudden they tell me they're not going to work with me anymore. They didn't even tell me this directly. They just told Chris and told your family that they were not. I'm insane. I'm a waste of time. Well, I have a right to file a complaint because they just stole $10,000 from me through my friend. And they can't just do that. So I filed a complaint. It's my rights to file a complaint. And then your sister calls me up. Hang on a second. I've got Chris on Skype. Hang on.
You need to give me a list of things to do
yes,
before
yes,